And then I'm going to ask you a question. I called you Boop B. Boop B? At least I didn't call you a booby. Can I say that on a featured show? Am I going to get in trouble now? Oops. Okay, well, I said Boop D. Anyway, so sometimes people let this, don't yell at me. I'm sorry, Chris. Sometimes people let the same problem make them miserable for years. Are you listening? I'm going to start this over. Because when I read this, it was like someone punched me in my gut. Okay, ready? You listening? Sometimes people let the same problem make them miserable for years when they could just say, so what? Wait, what? What? Are you kidding me? So you're telling me that all those years, and I'll tell you this is why it hit me like a ton of bricks. Because I had so much anger as a teenager, well into my 20s and pretty much into my early 30s. I was angry. Everyone was after me. And you want to know, first of all, that is an exhausting way to live your life. I'm just going to throw that out there for starters. Okay. If you're angry and you think the world's out to get you, you're your own worst enemy. So knock it off. Stop it. Okay. Hi. Now, what one thing should you just say, so what to? And I'm going to tell you because we're on this app, I'm going to pick something kind of just app related. So what? I don't care what your opinion is of me. I don't care if you think I'm the most, I honestly, you could think that I walk on water. I don't care. You could think that I belong under a rock hidden from society. I don't care. Okay, you want to know why? This is one of my favorite lines. Because opinions are like buttholes. We all have them and they usually stink. Okay, so I'm going to read this one more time now that I threw it on the ground for those of you who missed it. Sometimes people let the same problem make them miserable for years when they could just say, so what? That's one of my favorite things to say. So what? I think it might be my favorite thing to say. Like, I don't think that I'll have anything to say to trolls except so what? So what? And I think we'll just do it like that. So what? Like, you just put the stupid face on, right? Let's try it. Let's see if the trolls get pissed off because we're like, so what? We can be like, Paris Hilton, so what? Or whatever. I don't know. You can make your own so what. Let's just try it. I mean, honestly, because I'm going to tell you right now, and here's something I say all the time because I know that there's always new people watching my show. Okay? Hurt people, what is going on? Am I there? Oh, please. Hurt people hurt people. Okay? And if somebody is trolling you and putting you down, I need you to remember that that is 100% a reflection on their own insecurities. It has absolutely nothing to do with you. Okay? Absolutely nothing to do with you. If you accept you for who you are, then you're going to learn, because one day you're just going to go, oh, and it's all going to click, because that's what it did for me. But one day you're just going to realize that most of these people you're trying to impress, at the end of the day, you really don't even like most of them yourself. So why do you want them to like you? Like, I personally established this, they call it the RBF. Okay. And here's an example before I get Bulldog or Fish and Fools. Who wants to go first? Let me know. Okay. We've had a lot of newer people starting at my job, and we have some veterans, and I've been sitting back and I'm pretty quiet and I kind of keep to my own, right? Okay. But I'm starting to see that the nice people, ew, I wanted them to like me so bad. Like, it was like going back to high school, right? I am 42 years old, about to be 43 in like 2 weeks. Okay. And I wanted these cool kids at work to like me because, and then I've been watching him and I'm like, the one chick sits there next, like she's the nicest friend to everybody. And for the longest time, I thought she really was. Oh no. That overly nice broad is simply trying to learn everything she can about you so that when you piss her off, she can use it against you and tell everybody. So I was like, okay. So I have this RBF, right? That's what the general public calls it. I call it my face of protection because it weeds out the weak. When you look at me, I look like I'm gonna rip your head off, okay? When you look at me, I look pissed off and I look angry because I don't want you to talk to me. I'm really not mad. Like when I'm at work, and it is, I just have I have a very straight face, and I do it because I don't want in the drama. So they leave me alone. They leave me on caution, right? And then the other guy who they praise and work their whole entire everything's around is secretly getting ready to quit. And they don't really know, like he's about to be done. And it's just this whole thing. And at 42 years old, I had to remind myself that I don't care. I'm here to make money, and I make good money whether you like me or not. And most of the times you don't like me because I'm making more money because I'm not doing the drama. You ask my tables, I don't get bad complaints. I have 100% on almost every survey that I've taken, unless they don't like the bathroom, which is quite common because it's gross. I'm not going to lie. Bathrooms are gross. Women are disgusting. Women, by the way, here, real quick question. Go ahead, Fish and Fools. Go ahead and request a box. I'm going to ask y'all one question real quick. How many of y'all women go into the bathroom? Okay. I'm a squatter. I will not sit on that seat. I'm a squatter, okay? So when I am unable to squat, I will be unable to pee in public. Sorry, meet me. Okay? But ladies, if you have once yelled at a man in your life for lifting the toilet seat up and leaving it up, or not lifting and dribbling on the seat, take your own godforsaken advice and quit peeing all over the lady seats. It's called what's the word? Emotional. I'm being goofy. It's drama. You know, if I was angry, y'all would know. Okay. So why don't you not be judgmental? See, guys, judging before actually paying attention, right? Right. But anyways, ladies, you hear me? If you do not sit on the seat and you, like most men, cannot make it in the giant hole below you, lift the damn seat. Okay, Fish and Fools ready. And guys, when you see me yelling, I promise you, I'm not mad. I'm not angry. I'm trying to make y'all laugh, right? So here we go. I'm hitting the go button. But trust me, you know if I was angry. Hi guys. I get veins right here, and when I'm mad, they pop, right? So that's how y'all.
Mine's right here.
Right? Well, those ones are covered by the hat. So how are you guys today?
Good,
We're
very
doing
good.
great. We really appreciate you accepting us to be featured on your show. We're really
ma'am.
excited. This is our first one, so a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
Don't be nervous. But when I seen y'all's names, I was like, it's meant to be, because when I first started all this, mine was oh my God, what was Let's Go Fishing? Because I love fishing too. I am not very good at it. I don't know all the different things, but I know that when I go, I enjoy it. And I know that I can take my daughter to get like bluegill and the little sunfish that they put in like all the local ponds, you know? So
Yeah.
I know to be careful. I've never been pricked by one of those, you know, but as far as like the real fishing, I guess you'd say, you know, I don't.
Yeah, we do some real fishing.
Well, we do every kind of fishing, but
Yeah.
we prefer shark fishing, or like black drum and red drum and stuff.
I think I just took the pictures and I put them in my album. My daughter, we went deep sea fishing a few years. We're going at the end of the month, this month too. Again, we love it. I just don't know enough about it to do it by myself, nor do I have a boat. So, but you know what I mean? But we caught dog shark.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Caught
cool.
about 6 of them that day, I think. We only got to keep one each. I was with my buddy and I wasn't going to eat it because I felt bad. But I was like, well, you're eating the mackerel, so you might as well try it. And then actually it was really tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The meat we kept one, and the meat was outstanding.
I had the mackerel and whatever other fish. He caught something else I can't remember for the life of me right now, but he did a little bake, broil, and fry of like all of it.
Mm.
And I'll tell you, just the simple broil without the breading and limited seasoning, that was one of the best seafood meals I've ever had.
Yes.
But all right, we'll talk about fishing later. So,
Yes,
guys,
sir.
Okay,
what is our
everybody's
lesson?
not here to listen to that.
What lesson did we learn in life that we're willing to share with these fine folks?
So we have decided to talk about a lesson that time is our most valuable resource. And that was something that was extremely hard for me to learn until I got together with this fine gentleman. But I'll let you want to start.
You want me to?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll let him start.
Well, I mean, anybody here who has kids, yeah, I'm sure you guys understand how fast, 1 second you're changing a diaper, the next second they're asking for the keys to the car,
Yeah.
and in a blink of an eye, I've seen two little babies turn into outstanding young men. And I also want to point out, besides like the beautiful things like raising children that you can see where you actually got to appreciate the time that you have, you also waste your time. Like I heard you talking about it earlier in the actual description. Sometimes you put time and blood and energy and everything into a person only to find out that they weren't who you thought they were. And next thing you know, you feel like you wasted. I'm sorry?
I said, and not just into people, sometimes into jobs or hobbies,
Yes.
or things that
That's what
Yes.
I was gonna say, but
Well, you can say that.
oh,
But I guess if I'm going to share a scenario, um, I was married for 18 and a half years, my first marriage. And, we learned together. We were real young when we got married. And um as the time went on, you look back and you see a lot of signs that I probably should have paid attention to, but you choose to not because you're kind of in that situation, and you have kids, and you want to make it work. You just kind of, I don't know, it's like blind eye type deal. But when I wish I would have known more back then, but then again, I also know that sometimes things happen for a reason. If I can go back and change that, I wouldn't be here with her.
well, and not only that, everything that happens to us, none of us are perfect. We learn best by making mistakes, right? So now, granted, there are some things you probably don't want to make a mistake on because you only get one chance. I'm not saying it's okay. For example, just to cheat. It's not okay for you to cheat once. Chances are you're done, right? But it's okay if with children, maybe you had the wrong punishment. Maybe you overly punished, right? Maybe you under punished. Maybe you try to make a new cake and you burnt it, right? And it's also okay to try again. Like, I think a lot of us fall victim into this whole, we see these perfect families and these ideal ways, and we're told how things should be, but y'all, we're not cookie cutters.
right,
No.
exactly. So, and by the way, full disclosure, you guys, all everybody in here, we do have two small babies. So if you see one of us stand up, it's because we have to take care of them.
Yeah, we're checking on
But but so I guess for me, for the lessons learned with the time is when I was younger, I was, so into like what you were saying, my job. I was spending so much time doing like working and being overseas with the military and just not contacting my family. And next thing I know, I come home from one of my deployments, and I haven't been contacting my family, but my great grandmother, who I was very close with, was on her deathbed, and I only had 2 days left with her. And I was so involved with myself that I didn't appreciate the time and the effort that she gave me whenever we were growing up, and I didn't put it back into it. And if I could say like one thing, it's just appreciate every single moment. Like just appreciate who's been there for you. Make sure you take that time and reach out to people because you never know when it's going to be their last breath.
Yeah, every second counts. That's one thing to remember too. Every second counts,
Hmm.
and no one's guaranteed, tomorrow. So
Yeah, and I
First,
definitely made.
go
Oh, I'm
ahead.
sorry. I
No, I
definitely
was gonna.
made the change. Yeah, I made the change after that happened. My great grandfather got Alzheimer's, and I made sure to. I was his in-home like caretaker at that time, and I made sure to make the most of that time. It was very hard, and he made me very angry a lot of the times. But I made sure that instead of being selfish in that moment, it was more of trying to spend every last moment I could. So
I
time is
get all of that.
invaluable.
I get all of that. First, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And I am a 3 to 4 day a week caregiver for my 90, about to be 94-year-old grandma. And I get, she dealt with me, and I'm sure I made her so mad so many times. So I kind of say this is like my karma, right? But I told my mom, I says, Mom, I said, having this time with her and having her kind of just be her, because when you're a grandma, you've got to be always happy, and you're the protector, right? Like grandma was our rock, right? Well, now I'm like the rock. So
Yeah.
now I look at it and everyone's, oh my God, it's hard. You're not working. You gave up your job. You gave up this. And I'm like, dude, she was the only person there who loved me unconditionally till I learned to love myself in my 30s.
yeah,
Right.
So
yeah.
this is the least I can do to give back to her. And some days, yeah, you're right. I am like, oh my God, like just, but then I have to stop and I have to think, okay, when I was, 22, 23, and I'd go out and I'd get, my 22, 23-year-old thing on without, and then I would come home and I can imagine how PO'd she was, you know what I mean? So like, I have to remember I deserve this a little bit, right? Like,
Payback.
well, y'all know what my lame excuse was? Well, at least I didn't drive home drunk. Well, how about you not get drunk? How about you be home?
Yes.
That's how selfish I was.
Yeah,
I think every young person has been there.
yeah.
And if you
for
haven't,
sure.
then bow down to you because
Or it hasn't happened yet.
or it hasn't happened
I
yet.
will smack my daughter in the next month if she come home talking about, well, at least I could text me, let me know anything, but whatever. Young dumb, I can't change it, but dear God, poor grandma.
Well,
Anyway, so yeah, time
I feel
is definitely valuable. And I have one more thing, and I'll give the floor back to you guys. Someone said to me not too long ago on this show, or on, no, was it? I don't remember, but someone not too long ago said to me that if you, okay, for example, with my dad, and this is a hard pill for me to swallow because we've not been very close my whole life, but I still miss him, I still love him, right? But he's, well, how many times a year do you see your dad? And I was like, once, maybe twice. And they were like, okay, and how many years do you think he has left to live? Because he's pretty sick. And I was like, I don't know, 5 if I'm lucky. He goes, so you're okay with seeing him only 5 more times in your life?
Mm,
And my whole soul sank.
yeah.
And in that moment, I was like, okay. And I kind of took a slow up. I slowed down with streaming. I made grandma a priority. We're going to go see him soon. You know what I mean? So like, that one comment made me learn, yeah, I love you guys. I love streaming. I do. But my grandma needs me more than y'all do.
I might get you to
Amen.
ask
Yeah. So and then but it's
Joe
hard.
something
I
for
gave
me.
up a lot,
But
but
just
she
say
gave
that
up a
it's
lot to
like
be
you're
there for
asking
me,
for one of
and
the
I wouldn't
guys.
change a thing. So
Exactly.
I love that
I
in
might
that
get you to
respect.
ask Joe
Like
something for
we
me,
moved out
but I'll get you
from
to
California to
just like say
Mississippi,
it's
and that's where
for
our
one of the
entire
guys
family is
asked
at.
you.
So, it's kind of hard knowing that our parents aren't getting
It's
any
just to
younger.
do with like
So,
cash in
and
PayPal
not being able to be there for
and
them
like
like we used to be
that.
because we're so close, and now we're all the way out here. It's really hard. So, I
Especially my
can.
my dad. My dad literally lived like 10 minutes away. Vietnam veteran. So I used to go take care of him, and then now I'm hoping he's gonna sell his house soon and come out here with us.
Yeah.
So then he can just
we
live
can
with
we can
us.
take care of him
Yeah.
again. But I think that people definitely take time for granted. Everybody's so
Right.
focused on those materialistic things. That's what everybody wants. They want that money. They
Or-
want those clothes. They want those
Or-
name brand things.
Or maybe not even just materialistic things. They just think, you know what? No, no, no. There's always tomorrow.
Yeah.
I could do it tomorrow.
Yes.
There's always tomorrow. No, there isn't always tomorrow. And the only thing we can't buy back is time. That's
Because
the only.
once you're gone, it's gone forever. You can't just be like, you can't make a deal with the devil and say, hey, can you just give me 2 more days?
We can make more money, we can buy more things, but you can't buy more time. So, and I say that all the time, thank you for the gifts, thank you for the favorites, but most importantly, thank you for your time, because that's one thing you can't get back. And I say it all the time.
That's what that I think that if anything, that is one lesson that if you haven't learned it yet, definitely look into learning it because it's going to be too late. You know.
Well, I don't want to say too late. It's never too late. I feel like right now, some people may have not been thinking about that, but now they're like, you know what? I'm gonna start.
Hmm.
So it's not too late.
It can get to be where it's too late. I put off. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I put off reaching out to somebody for a long time, and then it got to just where I think about it, and then I go, well, they didn't call me, they didn't reach out to me, and now I'll never get to talk to that person again. So if y'all are putting it off, just don't wait, because it can be too late, but also it's not too late if you're in the moment right now. Right here, right now, it's not too late. But if you keep waiting, it can be.
Okay, I dig it.
I love that. I love that. And, that's something that kind of the same with you is I kept putting it off. If it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have a relationship with my dad anymore. Right. But he has helped me get over my past because he was not a very good person. So, but now he got him back in my life and he's been the best grandfather to our kids. And, I definitely, if it wasn't for this one right here, I would have been the same as you and just pushed it off, pushed it off. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. But, he explained to me, and this is something that I have to live by now, and I love it. He said, who are we to deny somebody love? So I have to put my feelings aside because those two deserve everything. Or those four. Those four deserve
Even
everything.
the ones that are older.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of us forget too, until you actually become that parent, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, so don't think that, but we give up a huge part of who we are to begin raising our children, right? All of us have. So y'all got to remember, our parents did the same thing for us. So they loved us, they got us here. Now, granted, they made mistakes, but guess what? You've made mistakes, right? So
Well, I can agree and disagree because my dad, I told you, he was a Vietnam veteran, right? He's also special forces. He killed a lot of people. He was extremely rough around the edges. He taught me a lot of what not to do. But that was the thing, like with her, that you just have to forgive things and move on so that you don't have that poison in your heart. But my dad was horrible. He was horrible. If I told you some of the things that this man would do, like you would literally hate him. But that's all in the past, so who cares? But yeah, that was yeah,
I,
he did the best he could. And unfortunately, my mom was murdered when I was one. I was stuck with his crazy individual self, and yeah, it was crazy. So is her dad. Her dad's he was a master sergeant, or no? Hey, what? I forget what he's in the
my,
Marine.
my dad's rough around the edge. Like I said, we're not very close, but he's changed. He's got 10 years sober, almost
Okay.
8 or 9 years, 8.5, 9 years or something like that. So he's come a long ways. And I and he both at least deserve that chance to kind of mend the last, I think, few bumps we have had. Not that we're going to have a perfect relationship, and not that I'm going to be, I probably won't be down there with him every day like I am with my grandma, but we at least deserve some time together so we can talk to it,
Yeah, of course.
you know and that could make or break him. I don't want him, he knows that I love him, he knows I've forgiven him, we've had little talks about that, but time is not in our favor, y'all.
Right. Right.
We get it.
So,
Time is not in our favor. So um let's see, what time are we at? 10:32. Still got a few more minutes if you guys had anything else you want to add to it, or I can ask you a couple questions about you guys.
Sure, go
That's-
ahead and ask some questions.
Yeah,
'Cause
whatever.
I don't want to beat a dead horse.
Right? Yeah, I'm so trying to think if there's anything else I could throw into there, but I think that we hit all topics. So I guess what made you guys start streaming? Tell us a little bit about why you started, what we can find in your streams, when you stream, and if you have any other events coming up.
So, like she said, we moved from California out here to Mississippi, not knowing anybody. We didn't even see our house. We just bought it virtually. And so when we got here, we've made a few friends, but it's kind of hard. Like people tend to suck nowadays.
Yeah, they do.
So and so we were on this other app, and we actually made some pretty good friends. She's a therapist for children that go through traumatic events.
Well, yeah, won't go into,
Yeah, just traumatic
details,
events.
but traumatic events.
And so she was actually meeting younger people, and like she would see somebody like crying, and she'd be like, "What's wrong?" And she would go into total therapist mode and like make them feel better and help them come to a solution. And I'm sitting there watching like, my God, you are made for this, right? So then we heard about this app, and we were like, let's give it a shot, because maybe we can make some friends. Maybe we could just,
Have some laughs.
yeah. And we got on, and we actually met Thriving, and then Kitty Commander, and then there was another one, Blazing,
Yeah,
Narcissus
Blazing.
Blazing. And they were like, yo, you guys should stream, you guys, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
We're like, well, we're just here to have fun and chill, make friends and stuff.
But the more time we put into it, the more we realize that we actually really enjoy doing this. So Kitty has been helping us. Kitty and Mej both
Yes.
our mentors.
Yes.
And they helped us. And right now I am trying to create my own show, and it's going to be called Sizzle, or our own show, I should say. But it's going to be called Sizzle and Serve. And the catchphrase is 2 chefs, 1 delicious journey. And what I want to do is have a featured guest every week, and we'll choose the recipe that we want to do in the beginning of the week, so we all know what we're going to have, and go step by step with each other, and either learn together or teach somebody that's never cooked a dish before, and just kind of do it, together at that moment in time. And it'll be on Saturdays at 5 Central Standard, so 6 Eastern. So definitely still working on that. I created our flyer, so it's coming soon. But we do also
The fishing trivia, which
Oh,
I think
fishing
you
trivia.
would benefit
Yes.
greatly from, sis, because we would go over a lot of stuff. I mean, I know how to fish, but I didn't know a lot of these answers. And to surprise us all, it was Kitty Commander who was getting it right.
yeah,
I don't know how she was knowing so much about damn fishing. I was like, "Do you fish?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "Don't stop getting them right." But yeah, more than welcome. That one's pretty fun. And then I guess the other one that we've done is the paranormal talk.
Mhm.
We used to live in an extremely haunted house, and I'm not talking cabinets opening and closing and doors and stuff. I'm talking like gnarly stuff that I don't want to say because leave a little bit of mystery there for you
Yeah.
guys.
But as far as the schedule, that Saturday one is the only one that we have a set schedule with. I do have my internship because I'm almost done with my master's in a month and a half. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I'm not here, but he does stream whenever I'm not here, and it's just kind of like random talk and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I call it real talk because you know what? I want the people in there, talking to me to give me the topic. So it's like whatever they come up with.
And then the other show that we're about to be featured in tomorrow is actually your other guest here, Blue
Yes.
Bulldog. And it will be tomorrow at
You're
6
going down, Bulldog.
at 6 Eastern, and we do have a cook-off. It's like a Bobby Flay show, but I'll let him explain more of that, but we will be featured in that tomorrow.
I can be there tomorrow because I'm off. I work weekends, unfortunately, because I care for grandma during the week. I picked up a serving job to compensate, Well, actually, I had it before to help, but I work more. But whatever. Either way, I work weekends. So if I'm off on a Saturday and it's planned and I'm free, I'll let you guys know in advance so I can try to get on the show too.
Love it.
That'd
Love
be
it.
awesome.
Maybe we can do where you guys could teach me something new because I'm all about learning new stuff.
Yes,
Okay.
love it. We would love to have you on it.
Yep.
All right, so we're
Your
gonna learn the
first
fish. They're gonna teach me fishing, cooking, and they tell me to be more valuable in my time. I like y'all already, so
Well, thank you
Thank you for
again
having
so
us,
much
for
for
real.
having us and
Yeah,
everybody
pleasure.
in here.
guys,
Thank
make
you
sure you're
for,
favoriting these guys, please, and go check them out. They're amazing.
hey,
Thank you.
and just remember, everybody, have a valuable mindset with your time. Thank you again.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yay. It was, I think, my first time that I had a couple as my guests. So that was pretty cool. I liked that. All right, Bulldog, you ready? My little self-care tip to y'all is drink lots of water, especially because it's so hot out over here. And get outside, enjoy a little bit of the nature. Put your bare feet in the grass. Just make sure there's no dog duty. All right, here we go. Hello,
Morning.
how are you?
I'm really good.
Well, thank you for being on my show. I guess because I've limited you to 22 minutes, I try to give about 20 to 25, but I will let you dive into your topic and then we'll get a little personal at the end. Hey.
Okay, so it kind of goes back to what you were saying in the beginning about a single mother and everything like that. I have 3 daughters. I have custody of them. It has been a long, hard road. I have a lot of things I've had to learn. Like my oldest, I was more lenient with her, let her get away with a lot more. And when it came time for uh, the other two, I tried to be a little bit more hard and, do that. It was a really hard thing to do because my girls are my world. I don't ever want to come down on them. But the problem was the run over. They love to run you over. They like to manipulate you. And I was that guy that was, okay, that's fine. You're safe, so we're good. But then I started realizing that I had to be more harder on them, and now I'm like the uncool dad. I don't,
Oh, we're the uncool parents. How many times a week do you hear, you ruined my life? Because I get it at least 3 times a week now.
Yeah, I get that. I also get I made a statement to my 15-year-old one time. I was trying to explain something to her, and I said, Kendall, I forget you're smarter than me. She said, I am. I said, well, you know, I said,
I tell my daughter, I'm like, look, if I didn't do it, your brother did it, you're not going to get away with it. So like, I can't, why are kids like that though? Like, why do teenagers have to try to pull one over on us? Like, oh God, I don't know.
my thing with them is when they were all younger, it was daddy this, daddy that, daddy's cool, daddy, you're awesome, daddy, you're now I'm like, I hear, you're an embarrassment to me.
Yeah.
You're so uncool. I
You
get
don't want to go back to the store?
yeah. I'll be like, hey, anybody want to run the store, daddy? No.
No.
So you just want to
Yeah.
sit in this
I couldn't
bedroom
even
all
get my
day?
kid to go to fireworks last night, Bulldog.
Wow.
I don't want to. And I'm like, but it's fireworks.
Right.
So, and you
Yeah,
can't make them because they'll just make you miserable if you make them go. So it's no point. You can't enjoy it anyways.
well, I was actually one. Uh, we're going to go to the lake here in a little bit and hang out. I mean, they've gotten a little bit better since I've become more harder on them than what I used to be. I actually make them get out and do things. But I look back from when I was a kid, and I didn't realize it until I had kids. I didn't want to leave my room. I wanted to be in my room. I wanted to do what I wanted to do, and who cared what everybody else wanted to do. So I kind of get that part. And when they're little, like I said, they love you to death. But then they become teenagers, and you're the enemy. But one thing I've learned with my oldest, it's stages. And in the beginning, they love you to death. Teenagers, you're the worst person in the world. But when they get back to being an adult, it's I need you, Dad, or I need you, Mom. And I get the whole hard on single mothers needing time and everything like that. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, before I had kids, I was wild. I got out there, I did what I wanted to do. It was all about me. Who cares how you feel? Anything like that. And when I held that child in my arm for the first time, I realized I had just made my mark in this world, and I was going to do everything in the world to protect that child. And still to this day, I don't get no time. I try to get time. I get more now that they want to stay in the room and don't want to hang out with me anymore. Because we used to be like all about sitting, watching movies, cooking together, baking cookies and cakes and all that good stuff. And now they're just like, I'll do it when I get ready.
Okay, so like I had to like explain to her that you are supposed to eat dinner as like a family. Like I understand it's the two of us. I understand I'm probably the lamest human being on earth. But if I take the time to make you dinner, your butt's gonna sit right here next to me and eat it.
Right,
because she was supposed to go to her room. Like I had to actually get upset about it. Like, no, sit down. You're going to eat dinner with me. Like, this is my 15 minutes with you. Like, like, again, you were begging for that alone time when they were younger because they had to watch you poop and everything. You didn't even get to poop alone when they were younger. And that's what I remind her. Do you not remember the time where you had to watch me poop that you loved me so much? And she's like, I never did that. And I'm like, there's pictures as proof of you sitting on the toilet while I'm on the, and you're sitting there and I'm telling you it happened. And so like, but now that she's a teenager, so again, to you parents who've got the kids that are driving you nuts, you're going to miss it one day.
Definitely,
because I have to beg my daughter to eat dinner with me. Now, which, mind you, I've never seen a teenager eat anything as fast as I watch her eat whatever I put in front of her plate so she can get back to the VR. So then I had to put a 15-minute dinner timer on us. I get 15 minutes of your time, Trey. And I'm lucky to get the full 15 minutes.
That is one thing that I incorporated from my parents when we were younger. Like, so when we sat down to eat, to have dinner and stuff, if the phone rang, we let it go. There was no TV, there was no phone, there was no nothing. We sat down as a family, we talked about our day and stuff like that. So one thing I incorporate with the kids is when I holler for dinner, phones go in the box, we sit down, we eat. Now there's sometimes I'm lenient because like I do cooking streams, so if I'm in the middle of cooking and everything like that, if they sit at the table, I come over here and I sit and eat and make people hungry because that's what I do.
And it's hard too. Like, especially as a single parent, I don't have every day to make dinner. You know what I mean? I don't get to sit down with her to make dinner. Sometimes she's got to make dinner herself, be it ramen or mac and cheese or whatever. But that 15 minutes that I get 3, maybe 4 nights a week, that's it. And so to me, it's just important that we remind our kids, like, I know I drive you nuts, but I still love you. Like, and you still love me. And I'm going to tell you that I'm getting this. So if you want to be on your VR all day, you're going to give me a little bit of time around dinner time. You know what I mean? So, and again, I get it. I stream, I'm on here. I'm on, and I run my business online, my new business, selling plants and stuff. So like I run that through. So I'm on here a lot too. So I get it. I've taught her that being on here is more normal than what I would think most people my age are doing. But I like it, and it does give me that opportunity to meet people and to get outside of the box and to be myself and to see. And I think this is the most important lesson from online for me, guys, is I can actually be 100% my ridiculously goofy self and people like me for it. I don't have to try to fit into your box or play your games. This is my stream. These are my rules. I run my own, whatever. I have my own way of things, and that's okay. Now, I'm sure not everybody likes me, and I get it. I probably won't like you either. That's fine. We can agree on that, whatever. But I've discovered that by being myself on here, that I can be myself in real life. And I'm finally finding my vibe tribe. And I'm finally able to not have to worry if I say something or do something stupid, people judging me, because we're going to laugh at me together. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm ridiculous. I'm clumsy. I say dumb things and I have zero filter. So I'm come across as pretty harsh and pretty abrupt. But if you're not fake or phony, you don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, it's one thing I'm thankful about this app is I was always that quiet one, sat in the back, never said nothing. And actually getting on this app and becoming a streamer, I've opened up. I find myself going into a grocery store to get groceries, and where I used to criticize my dad for just talking to everybody, I'm doing that. I'm sitting there talking to people, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
I love the old ladies that they can't reach something, so you grab it, right? And then the next thing you know, you're in a 20-minute conversation with the old lady about her passed out husband and her 6 kids and the dog that she couldn't reach the treats for, you know? And but you want to know what that made that little old lady stay? Because she's probably lonely and probably nobody else is listening to her today. So I'll give her my 20 minutes, you know? I do.
Yeah, I mean, that was one thing. One of the hardest things for me, growing up was talking. And I've got a 15-year-old that's like that, and I'm trying to get her to open up. But then I realized, Dad, step back. Let her do her thing. Let her find who she is, and let her, you know, enjoy life as it is. So a lot of things I used to criticize and fuss at them for not doing, I've stepped back. I've learned that if I just let them do, I've done my job. I've installed them the manners, the way to go about things, how to handle things, which, sometimes it's a little too hard to do, like Stabby says. But I've learned that doing that, I'm giving them their own personality. I'm letting them grow, letting them be who they're going to be. So,
And then that's huge because kind of like I stated earlier, we learn by making mistakes. And if we don't let our children make mistakes, and let me just give a little example. My grandson likes to jump on the couch. I actually bought a couch that only sits 18 inches off the floor because it's not worth arguing with him, right? So he can jump off this couch. He's fine. I don't care, right? He's about to be 4. He's very active, very rambunctious. But if I don't let him jump off the couch, chances are he's going to try to find something else to jump off. It's probably going to be higher, but at least here I feel like I'm giving him some practice, right? And he has fallen and he has hurt himself, and he's learned that I don't jump by the coffee table because if I do fall, I'm going to hit my head. I didn't mean to let that happen, but that's like a mistake the kid made and he learned from it, right? So I learned that doesn't matter what size couch I have, or if I just had my beanbag chair, he would try to jump off my kitchen table. The kid loves to jump, right? So without showing, well, I can't because I'd have to take it off. I bought a little trampoline in hopes that the kid will stop jumping off of everything, right? But if I don't let him jump, he's going to go out and at least here he's getting practice and he's getting stronger legs and more stable and he's under supervision. I don't know, man. I'm scared. He's going to be one of those crazies that's jumping out of planes or off mountains with parachutes and stuff.
I feel you. So from the day my kids are born, they have nicknames. Okay. My youngest one, I call her Spider Monkey because she jumps on everything.
Like,
Yeah. My girls are everything to me. I wouldn't be the man I was today without them. And I'm telling you, because I was really wild. And the biggest lesson I can give any father, when it comes to your child, teach them how to treat women. That is the biggest problem most of us men have, regardless of everything. We always think about ourselves. And
teach them to love themselves and they will easily love other women. That's the problem. Men are guys, women, sorry, I shouldn't speak on men's things, but I feel like men get limited to having feelings and validations. And I'm sorry, but women, we expect them to baby us and do this and do that and all of the verbal, requirements of you're so beautiful, you're this. Well, if you're not giving it to your man, why in the hell is he giving it to you? Right? So we have to remember that men deserve, especially single dads. Like if you know a single dad and you know that it's Father's Day or his birthday, I don't know, you're closer, you could steal the kid from to go buy his favorite candy and a card. Do that for the dad. Do that. Make the kid, buy a kid crayon and some construction paper and say your dad's birthday's next week. Let's make him a card. It doesn't have to be expensive, but he doesn't have anything. He's not going to, take the kids to buy himself a present, right? But if you know a person and they're a single parent and they have kids, just do something little like that, because I'm telling you, as a single mom, that will mean more than anything in the world. And the kids, for the kids, not even just for the parent, but for the kids. They'll remember that. They will.
Yes, very much so. And the last thing I'll touch on this is as a parent, you wonder how your kids are going to turn out and everything like that. But I've watched my 14-year-old daughter, which I'm just going to put it out. Of all my kids, she's the beanie. She's the one that is just like her daddy. In so much trouble in school, fighting, sassy mouth, everything. She is just like her daddy. But I've watched her see somebody need help, and she was right over there helping them. And at that moment, seeing them do something like that, you realize I'm doing a good job. I don't need no one to tell me. Seeing that right there tells me I'm doing a great job as a father, and I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. So in life, I've learned that, it's not all about me. It's mostly about my kids and my life. So I do everything to make them happy.
My daughter, so my son is the same as the mistakes and being stupid, right? My son is as stupid as I was right now. He's 23. My daughter's 13. When I tell you I have wanted nothing more than to raise a powerful, confident woman, my God, I'm difficult, okay? Looking back and trying to deal with her.
Yes.
But like you said, if I've gotten a couple phone calls, your daughter is the most confident 12-year-old I've ever met. She's more confident in herself than adults that I know. I've gotten your daughter's in trouble, but let me explain to you why first. Protecting a kid on the playground, making sure someone else wasn't getting bullied, standing up to the bullies, you know what I mean? So like you said, it's that love hate. Like 1 minute I love you and the next minute I want to choke you. And if I didn't love you so much.
Yeah, I get that. I got a phone call one day and they said, I need you to come to school. We need to have a talk. I'm suspending your daughter, but I need to talk to you, explain why. And I was like, okay. And I get there and they're like telling me what she done. She was protecting herself and her friends. Bullies came up trying to bully them. And I looked at her and I said, are you okay? Everything. And the principal told me, so, well, we're going to have to suspend her. I said, for defending herself? And she's like, well, we have a new law here. Anyone lays hands on anyone, we have to suspend. I said, okay, I understand that. Casey, come on, get in the truck. Let's go get some ice cream. You did a good job. They got mad at me. But, hey, you did what I always taught you. Protect yourself, protect others. You deserve a treat. Let's go get some ice cream.
Nope. No, she didn't get suspended. My daughter did, however, get a couple morning detentions that I had to wake up earlier for. I think
My
I'd
daughter
rather got suspended.
My daughter's been expelled from 2 schools in 1 year.
Oh, God, teenagers. But you want to know what? Us stubborn ones, us real stubborn ones, I'm telling you, you want us on your side. Because when we love hard, and we will protect anything we love at no cost. However, we are mouthy. We don't listen.
Right. That's the hardest thing right there is listening. want to do it our way. If we can't do it our way, we're going to figure out a way to make it happen.
Well, we're just
So,
not going to do it your way. God, duh, Dad. No. We're just not, doesn't matter. We're just not going to do it your way. And that's one thing I learned too. The more I tried to tell my kids how to do something, the more they fought it. So and it's hard to watch your kids struggle. Like, I know that if she cooks this way, but she wants to do it that way. And then she always complains. But until she stops and goes, okay, I'll just listen, I'm just fighting with a brick wall. I'm talking to a brick wall. So
I've had to learn.
let her do her thing, and one day she's gonna go, all right, Mom, I'm tired of this. What is it again? And then I'll teach her, and then that'll be it. Because you cannot force your kids to like or enjoy things just because you do, or you can't force your kid to do things that they're not gonna want to do. I stopped fighting over her bedroom and said, if you're gonna want people over, at some point you're gonna have to clean your room. Otherwise, I don't care. At this point, as long as there's not food, mold, or anything making it stink or that's going to attract bugs, you want your clothes and your books and your papers and your craft all over the floor, I don't care. That's your room.
Yeah.
I shut your door. I don't have to look at it. Do I like it? No. Am I getting ready to go in there today and do it myself a little bit? Yes.
Yeah, that's one thing I've learned as my dad told me, and I instilled it into my children. One day you're going to look back and you're going to pick up the phone. You're going to say, hey, Dad, I'm sorry. You were right. And I'm sorry for everything I've done. So, yeah. And I tell my girls this all the time. I said, one day you're going to call me and you're going to say, Dad, I'm sorry. You were right.
My mom.
I wish I would have listened.
Yeah, my mom and my stepdad and I are just building our relationship, and actually my sisters. And for those of you that don't know, one of the biggest things with my family, our way of love is giving, right? Not giving expensive, crazy things, but giving something to you that you know you'll love. And earlier this week, I'm probably gonna cry, sorry, but it's really nice to start having them back in my life because I've missed them. My own fault. But
Yeah.
I had a phone call on Tuesday and it says, hey, Lily, can you come up to my work? And it's my sister, my youngest sister, who I don't really have much of a relationship with because I left when she was just like 10 years old and moved out. But this is the start. Y'all know what she did. Y'all know what she did for me. Do you see that right there? That's the Birds of Paradise tree that I've been dying to get, but I didn't get. And she went and she got it for me. And so now I have my own Birds of Paradise tree. And if you don't know what it is, look it up. It's amazing. But that was huge for me. And I know it's just a plant to some of y'all, but that was my sister's way of saying, I want to work on this. You know what I mean? I want to make this right. And then in that moment, like, it just felt really nice. It felt really, really nice. And so yeah, I probably should message her after and send her a picture and just thank her again and be the one to reach out to her first and be the one to establish more. She did this, now it's my turn, you know? And she's gonna get one of my pink tea trees because I know she's gonna love it. It's a plant.
Really
Tea, watch your mouth. Oh, we're not featured now. Phew. Y'all, this is the hardest hour of my life, not dropping curse words. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is the hardest hour of my life.
I've had to learn to do it, and I'm actually doing pretty good. I thought I was going to struggle, but
I do okay for the hour, but when I'm passionate, it's like it flows, you know, and I don't think about the words, and I've dropped shit, and I think I've even said fuck a couple times. But, you know, it is what it is. I got the mouth of a trucker. But
right.
So if you guys are just tuning in, because I haven't done this is Bulldog, and we're talking about a time with your kids, you know, being a parent and I guess just letting you learning to let your kids make their mistakes. And it doesn't matter what mistakes they make, just as long as you're there to help them pick it all back up, you know. And that's our job as a parent. Our job isn't to, now granted, if it's super scary, yeah, we're going to tell them don't do that. But if, you know, they're doing things and you're not so sure, they got to make that mistake. They got to learn they got to learn themselves. The more you try to protect them and guard them from learning valuable life lessons, the more crushed they're going to get as an adult, because they're not going to know how to process those feelings. Hello.
Right.
Hello. I'm an example.
Right. Well, I definitely appreciate you having me on your show. I've been asked a couple times, but I work 7:30 to 3:30 every day, and I finally got some time off. And I told Beard, I said, hey, if you need me, I'm available because I really like to be on there. I sat and snuck on my phone one morning and watched Freaky D over here. Freaky D is one of my good friends on the app, so I come
Well,
and
if
I
I
watch.
get a Saturday off, I will let you know too, because you have your show. So if you need
Yeah,
guests.
we're working to get it featured. It's called Bulldog's Kitchen Cook Off. Basically, got me and tomorrow Fishing Pool is going to be going one on one against each other.
Ooh,
Well,
they're
first,
going. Oh, okay.
uh,
Okay.
what first part
Two
of the show will
ladies. Whoop,
first part of the show we are just going to be back and forth between us. And second part of the show, we will bring the judges in and let them start questioning us and start doing their judging. So yeah, the question we all have to ask ourselves is: Fishing Fool is going to beat the Bulldog, but tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. You can find
whoop.
out.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but if it was the fishing versus the fool, I don't know who's who. I'm just kidding, guys. He can be fishing, he can be fool.
It's a fun show. I've been doing it
Yes,
for a
and
while.
if it was those two, I'd want her to win. So maybe I still gotta go for Team Her. So I don't know, Bulldog. We'll have to come check it out.
I will say I've done it for a while. I have only been defeated one time,
Ooh.
and that was only because I was going through a rough time and I went crazy on my own stream. So, but we learned.
We've all been there.
We learned.
We've
We
all been
learned.
there. We've all done it.
We're,
I've had my moments on here.
yeah, you know, I just had to learn to separate my life from my streaming life, and I'm doing pretty good at it. I enjoy it. I love everybody I've met on this app. They are all amazing people. I have met some really bad ones, but we learn from our mistakes.
We
I,
do. We
so
do.
I'm about to load these coolers up and take these kids to the lake and have a good time. But I appreciate you letting me come to be on your show today. I have enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you. You guys got to come back, man. Talking to all three of you, it's just like flowed so nicely. So thank you.
I definitely enjoyed myself, and if I get time off again, I'll let Jay or Beer Raider
I'm
know.
gonna
And
come for you in the kitchen one of these days, sir.
hey,
I
more
don't
blood.
know what we're gonna make, but I'm gonna start practicing.
We're basically like we do themes. Like last weekend, I was supposed to win against Top Batch Catch, and we was doing a barbecue stream, so everything was cooked on the grill. Catch had some issues; he couldn't be there, so it was just me giving cooking lessons that day. This weekend, it's me and Fishing Fools, and we're doing pasta. I do not do pasta very well. I'm learning, so this will be my first attempt to do what I'm going to do. But I'm
Which
me, so
one's
I know it's going to turn
closer
out
to
good.
Ohio? I might just head to one of y'all's houses for dinner tomorrow. Just kidding.
I'm in North
I
Carolina.
love
Ohio for
pasta.
me is I got you, Jay. I'm 13 hours from Ohio. I have family members in Dayton and Cincinnati, so
Dang
I go
it.
there a lot.
You're both too far for me to come for dinner. Well, next time you're visiting family in Ohio, you let me know. We'll go grab pasta together.
Uh,
All right, Bulldog, go have a blast with those kids. Have the best day, and thank you so much again. If you guys have not favorited Bulldog or Fishing Fools, please do so. We kind of all just talked about
have a good day.
valuing your time and your kids and how single parenting is so hard, but when it's in that craziness, you don't realize how much you're going to miss it. Let's go.